Coming up, damage and destruction. Homes, businesses, and schools all heavily damaged after a tornado touched down in downtown Moss Point. We'll have the latest on cleanup efforts, damage assessment, and power outages in just a few moments.
Plus, we hear from the mother of Tashana Taylor on her daughter's continued recovery from this month's hit and run on Dido Road.
And in our second half hour, the Media for Red Cross blood drive now well underway. Find out where you can donate the rest of this week and much more for you coming up on News 25 Today, right now.
You're waking up with News 25 Today on WXXV.
Good morning, South Mississippi, and thank you as always for starting off your morning with us here on News 25 Today for our 7 o'clock hour. And then, Megan, what a difference a morning makes.
Oh, that's the truth, Grant. And we are hoping for some calmer weather today. Chris Denmark is stepping in for us this hour, and we're happy to have you along, Chris. But everybody hoping, crossing their fingers, that Tuesday is going to be a brighter day.
Well, I can't tell you that there won't be a storm this afternoon because we do have a slight chance of severe weather this afternoon, but I can tell you the temperatures outside are a whole lot cooler as we look at Mississippi Power Doppler radar showing a clean sweep. That's a 24-hour change from yesterday. At this time, we had showers and storms moving through the southern 6 counties. There is one shower to tell you about in the Mississippi-Louisiana border, but closer to home, our hometown forecast presented by Mississippi Power, sponsoring the Hickory Hills area this morning. Partly to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, 90 degrees. Chance of PM thunderstorms at 50%. The winds will be out of the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Allergy report today, grass is on the high end of the spectrum.
Of course, we are all still reeling after that tornado that touched down in Moss Point, causing so much damage. Terrifying moments for residents, and now the cleanup begins.
We're seeing so many scenes of damage this morning in Moss Point. That's where News 25's Lorraine Weiskopf joins us. She's live from the River City this morning with a closer look at what people are waking up to. Good morning.
Well, Grant and Megan, I'm opening with you with the shot of First Baptist Missionary Church. Now, this is a well-known church on Main Street in Moss Point, and as you can see, the roof completely ripped off. Now, this is unfortunately the fate they're expecting for about 100 residences and businesses within the area. I spoke to Earl Etheridge earlier today, and that was the estimate he gave me. Of course, they're still surveying damages. Drones have been flying above us all morning, collecting information on the area and getting in here. You can't go past high-rise 613. They have that closed all the way. Law enforcement officials have that closed all the way to Martin Luther King Road because the damage is all around us. And here to shed a little bit more light on what the area is experiencing is Alderman for Ward 6, Wayne Linnup. Now, the tornado actually started off in his ward, which is just west of us. So, Wayne, I know you've been a Moss Point resident all your life. Kind of give our viewers a little bit of what you've seen this morning getting to where we are right now.
Well, a lot of damage, obviously. Lorraine, thank you for coming over. Started at the edge of my ward there along the river in Ward 6, moved southeast through Ward 5 into here where we are in Ward 4 and continued southeast. As you said, we've heard an estimate of around at least 100 homes and businesses. A lot of damage still out. We're asking people to please stay off the roads and stay safe. Of course, the number one thing is keep folks safe, but we appreciate all the work our first responders are doing out here to help us do that.
The first responders are amazing. I've talked to a few of them that have been out here, or they've been awake since 5:30 yesterday, and they're just getting off their shift. You know, they've had long days. And I know looking out here too, as you said, so much debris. Keeping residents off the roads is really important. But y'all are having a very important meeting later on today. What's happening?
Yes, the mayor's called a meeting at 8:30 at the fire station. So the board will all get together with the mayor, assess the situation as it stands right now, and forge a plan going forward. And we'll be getting that information out to the public.
Is there anything else you want to get out to viewers or maybe residents within the area?
Just once again, everybody stay safe and help each other.
That's one thing I'll say about the coast, resilient people. Well, thank you, Wayne, for joining us. I'll catch up with you in a bit. And as Wayne was saying, staying off the roads, very important. And take a look behind me. This is just a small portion of the damage that's out here. I will say, being here in person, you really don't even know what to focus on. You see photos, but then to come here and see everything that has just been destroyed from yesterday's tornado, the people on the coast are definitely resilient, so they have their work cut out for them. As soon as they finish surveying the damage, and that's when they'll begin cleanup efforts later on today. But reporting live in Moss Point, WXXV, the place for news.
Thank you, Lorraine. Of course, Grant, what's really, I'm so thankful for it. So 0 fatalities
That's
at this
right.
point. I mean, unfortunately, there were 6 people who were injured by the damage, but it's really just a miracle when you see the damage down Main Street in the middle of the afternoon,
Right.
that we didn't see more of those numbers.
And that's the heart of Moss Point, too.
Yeah.
Main Street, downtown Moss Point, too. You saw the church in the background with Lorraine there, and so many homes that Lorraine has shown us this morning with roofs that are just completely gone. Some of those homes are going to be total losses, most likely. And like Alderman Linnep said, people are coming together already this morning, and I know we'll hear an update from city leaders in about an hour and a half, and of course we will be there. And
Yeah, that meeting that we heard him mention that's happening at 8:30 this morning with the mayor. As a matter of fact, Moss Point city officials are going to be spending the day today continuing those damage assessments to determine what type of state assistance is needed.
That's right. Now we're showing you some video from the hardest hit areas yesterday. Of course, like we just said, the downtown area. Many homes and businesses near that area received major damage. Of course, I'm going to reiterate, this is from Jackson County EMA Director Earl Etheridge. Of course, Lorraine just mentioned it too. Around 100 structures were damaged in the city. Those 6 people injured as a result of the tornado. Thankfully, no deaths. Mayor Billy Knight says city and county leaders are still taking a close look at all of the damage and will coordinate with state partners to see what type of relief can be done.
We'll start assessing the property damage, and so we'll know how we can ask for support that we might need from the state and federal government as we try to rebuild and help people get back on their feet. We got a lot of work to do, but our people are strong, and we're going to come back from this. It's just going to take a little time.
The Red Cross has opened a shelter at Pelican Landing Conference Center last night for those needing assistance following yesterday's storms. If you still need assistance or help with resources, you can call the number you see at the bottom of your screen right now. Take a look at this. Moss Point High School also sustained significant damage in yesterday's tornado. This picture is from Jessica Murray. You can see debris scattered on the gym floor, and part of the gym's roof appears to have been torn off as well. Of course, students in the Moss Point School District are out on summer break, but all school district summer operations have been suspended today as damage assessments begin.
Well, Picayune police are investigating the death of a man that happened over the weekend. Officers were called to a home on Morris Street a little after 11:30 Saturday night. That's in the Goodyear neighborhood. 53-year-old Michael McDonald was found dead. It's believed he was dead for a little over an hour. McDonald's friend and roommate, Harry Thomas, says when he left to get groceries, McDaniel was asleep, and when Thomas returned, he says he thought McDonald was asleep, but noticed he was propped at an awkward angle. After trying to wake him, Thomas said he saw a pool of blood beneath McDonald on the couch. Thomas tells us neighbors told him they heard a gunshot and they had heard McDonald arguing with someone before he died.
This guy and he was talking in the house while I was gone. And then outside they heard a pop, bam. But nobody wouldn't say nothing.
Meanwhile, Gulfport police asking for help identifying this burglary suspect. Come take a look at the picture. Police say the suspect stole from a business on Beach Drive 2 weeks ago on June 6 between 11 p.m. and 1:30 the next morning. If you think you can identify this person, please call Gulfport police, or you can always call Crime Stoppers at ** tips. We do have an update on the 13-year-old girl fighting for her life after a hit and run on Dido Road in Gulfport more than a week ago. Tashana Taylor has opened her eyes, but she still has a long road to recovery. She suffered a broken hip, broken leg, and traumatic brain injury after a vehicle hit her as she stepped into the road near the Dollar General on Dido. Her mother, Asavine Brown, has been by her side ever since. Brown spoke to News 25 yesterday to talk about what happened to her daughter.
And my stepdaughter called and was like, Tashana just got hit by a car. And we was like, what? So I run out the door to the scene. She's laying on the ground. By the time we were there, about probably not even 2 minutes later, Harrison County came. She was transported to Singing River, airlifted to Mobile.
And Tashana is now currently in a New Orleans hospital. Police have charged 20-year-old David Harrell in the incident. Brown and her family want to thank the community and their friends and family for sharing Tashana's story to help get the word out, which helped identify Harrell and led to his arrest.
Well, excuse me, Chris, I'm going through the entire weather team. We'll have the weather forecast right after the break.
Right now, let's check on traffic. This is I-10 at Highway 609 in Jackson County, the Ocean Springs exit. Traffic picking up a little bit, but no problems to tell you about so far. We hope everybody has a safe drive.